but the word they're using for mercy, rahim, in Arabic is womb. RHM is in the literal root. When you put RHM together, when you put those three letters together in Arabic, it means womb. So you're seeking protection by way of Allah's womb. So Allah is a womb, then Allah is a woman. No, polite, it's by way of the woman's womb we get mercy because we're born. Nigga, the word means womb. It's made up of letters that tell you if these letters come in this order, it means womb anytime you see these letters together. Fuck is you talking about? And if we go into the original or the ancient African archetype of conception, we're going to know that your Judaism, Christianity, and Islam was extrapolated out of Africa from Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. And if we go into these, because Islam is just a 1400-year-old religion, it's a baby religion. If we go into Africa, we see religions that pre-exist this. Because Christianity will take you back 2,000 years. Islam will take you back 1,400. And Judaism would take you back 6,000 years. And when I say this, I mean in lies. I'm not talking about the truth. Okay, so this data comes from Africa by way of the Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, and Uruba. Your monotheistic religions. And if we go back to the Nigerians who have multiple gods, the Nigerians have a God who's named Allah, who's a woman God. The Nigerians have a God named Allah, and guess who she is? She is the womb deity. So you're telling me a religion that pre-existed Islam had a God named Allah, who's the deity of the womb, and then we go into Islam, and you're telling me it's a mistake or an accident or coincidence that they have a God named Allah, who they're getting mercy from, but the word they're using for mercy means womb, and this is an accident? That God is a woman? See, this is why I don't play with people, man. I don't want to talk about it. That's why I don't play. That's why I don't want to talk to people, because people are goofy. People are goofy. And I don't like the goofy talk. And you see, everything's always a joke with the ignorant and our masses. They're ignorant amongst the masses. Hey brother, what the fuck you talking about? I need a pill I need the same pill that you taking. And the fact that you actually just took you into Africa and showed you the name of a God that exists in the Igbo tribe that's named Allah, and she is the deity of the womb in Africa before Islam has an Allah and turns it into the male. So, you know, people just want to, you know, no one wants to believe male chauvinism exists. You go ask an Arab about mercy and womb, and they'll honestly, oh yeah, I mean that, but by way, it's an analogy. You get your mercy, bro, knock it off. Knock it off. And I bet you believe you get 72 virgin women if you're a good Muslim. And what the women get when they go to heaven? When they go to Jannah, what do they get? They get to be virgins all over again? But what if they were shaking their ass and prostituting themselves the whole time in America? Do they turn around and become virgins in the afterlife just for the good Muslims? And then we're having sex up there in heaven? Like, what's going on? Why are you being promised 72 virgin women in heaven? Why is that even relevant? And you Christians got the in the book of Revelations, the 24 elders and them are wearing white raiment. They're wearing white robes. They got robes in heaven. So niggas might be picking cotton in heaven. There's robes. There's sewing machines in heaven. Why do we need to wear robes in heaven? It's pearly gates. There's a throne God is sitting on. Muslims talking about milk, the land of milk and honey, like everything you can get from a fucking supermarket.
Joseph is not the biological father of Hamashiach. No way. Not based on the scriptures. Based on the scriptures, Hamashiach is from the Father. And we're going to prove it.
Yes, indeed.
So let us, because of So, Adam, you tripped out. And as a result, man, the whole world is messed up.
To this day.
Come on, keep going.
Thou shalt also eat the herb of the field. Verse 19.
Why am I standing up? Because your brother's back kind of hurts. So I'm gonna be standing and sitting at the same time. All praises. Sure. Sure. All praises. Are you familiar with the ancient manuscripts that we have for Matthew?
6, and Jesse begot David the king, and David the king begot Solomon of her that had been the wife of Uriah. And then you go to down to verse, keep on going, and it says, this man begot this man begot this man. So when you get to verse 16, it says, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Hamashiach, or as you call Christ, who is called Christ. So here's my question to you. So with the consistency that's happening right here, with this man begot this man begot this man. Now I would believe, and one thing we know that the word don't lie when it comes to consistency. So it's consistent constantly throughout. This man begot this man, but then when it gets down to verse 16, and Jacob begot Joseph, you would think that it would say Joseph begot Christ, but it doesn't say that. So I want to challenge you all to explain to me or to the audience why is everything so consistent, but when it gets to that point, it's not consistent.
All praises. Sure. Sure. All praises. Are you familiar with the ancient manuscripts that we have for Matthew?
Referring to?
Yeah. Are you familiar with the ancient Greek manuscripts from which we get the English translation?
Yeah, the Hebrew. I do have the intuition. I do have the interlingual as well.
No, well, the oldest we have is actually the Greek, the Textus Receptus or the Codex Sinaiticus, right? So you have, you could go to the blue letter and just pull it up, if you can, Matthew 1, or I can share my screen, no matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Deacon, too. I can share my screen and pull something up too if you want me to, because I got something.
Okay.
Okay, well, we can just use his screen then. So he's got the verses highlighted dealing with the word beget. So let's pull up Hassan's screen real quick. It's not a bad question at all. It's actually a good question that the brother asked, which is so important for us to get into the ancient manuscripts from which our text was written, which the Old Testament will come from the Hebrew, which is the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Greek Septuagint, and the Masoretic text. The New Testament comes from the Textus Receptus when you do with the King James, and another older one is Codex Vaticanicus or Codex Sinaiticus. So Hassan, you got Matthew 1?
Yeah, I just wanted to show everybody. This is from the Syriac Sinaiticus. You can go right here to archive.org. It'll show you it in Greek, right? But let me go back. I just wanted to show where the source is because here's the English translation, right? So this is let me highlight it. Can you read it, Deacon? I can read it. Can you see?
Yeah, gotcha.
Matthew 1:16 from the Syriac Sinaiticus, because the brother raised a great point. It seems as if it's very consistent from Matthew chapter 1, verses 1 all the way until 16. And then it says, it doesn't mention the same begat.
Wait, hold on. Before you even do that, the Syriac is 500 BC. We're going before that. So go to the Textus Receptus.
Okay. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
And then we can corroborate it with the Syriac. So we're gonna go to blue letter, Matthew 1, and just look in the Greek and show that it's the same word for born of Mary is the same word in Greek for begat.
Now you got to do all this shit. You got to do all this to show. I mean, so why wouldn't the translators just put Joseph? So let's say if they're right, why wouldn't the translators just say Jacob begot Joseph, Joseph begot Jacob? Why we got to go to manuscripts? We say 500 years old. Why? So why wouldn't the translator just be consistent with all the other begets? And Eliud beget Eleazar, and Eleazar beget Nathan, and Nathan beget Jacob, and Jacob beget Joseph. And why not just say Jacob beget Mary? Why does it say Joseph, the husband of Mary? It don't say that with anybody else there. It don't say that it don't say that anywhere else. The closest you get is where it says in Solomon, it says David the king begot Solomon of her that had been the wife of Uriah. So we're talking about her. It's talking about Bathsheba was the wife of Uriah until King David sent her husband to war. Uriah's to war, he died, and David married her. But nowhere does it talk about the man being married to a woman. This is just a genealogy, just the men begetting kids, their sons. Jacob begot Joseph. Why not just simply say Joseph? Why even put the husband of Mary? Just say Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph begot Jesus, who was called Christ. Why do we got Jacob begot Joseph, and that ends the genealogy of men? Then it says Joseph, the husband of Mary. Okay, so Joseph is a son of Jacob. Jacob is Joseph. Come on, bro. Joseph is the son of Jacob. Joseph is the husband of Mary. That's it. And then we got Mary, of whom was born Jesus. Okay, and then we got Jesus, was called the Christ. So the pattern continues, but the last name mentioned should be doubled. Eliud begot Eleazar. Eleazar's last name mentioned, now it's doubled. Begot Eleazar, and Eleazar begot Methan. Methan, the last name mentioned, so it doubles. Eleazar begot Methan, and Methan begot Jacob. Jacob, the last name mentioned, so it doubles. Methan begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph, the last name mentioned, so it doubles. Joseph, the husband of Mary. Mary, the last name mentioned, so Mary, of whom was born Jesus. Jesus' last name mentioned, Jesus is called Christ. It's just that simple. Making this shit so difficult to prove a lie.
All right. Boom. Okay. Let me share my screen one more time. All right. So Matthew 1:16. Let me go to the interlinear.
Go up a little bit more. Go up because he highlighted like David and Solomon. Go up there and get that word for beget, and then we're gonna show that it's the same word in Matthew 1:16.
Okay, so verse 6, it says, and Jesse begat David the king, and David the king begat Solomon. So let me go to the Greek. Okay.
So the brother's asking, why is everybody being begat except for Yahushua, or who the world calls Jesus? So you see in the Greek, that's Strong's G 1080, and it's Geneo. Now let's jump right down to Matthew 1 and
We have this gymnastic shit. Ganeo, 1080. Okay, Jacob begot Joseph. So let's make a tab for that. Come on. Tab for that. All right.
16. So the problem is within the English translation.
No, it's not.
Which is why it's good for us to deal with the ancient manuscripts, or we'll think the disciples celebrated Easter, because King James in the English, he got Passover as Easter. And we know that's a pagan holiday, so it's intellectually irresponsible for us not to be looking at.
Do that. We ain't talking about Easter, man. And this just to throw you off. Okay, so we right here with Ganeo, right there.
Strong's G 1080. Ganao.
Ganao, not Ganeo.
Ganao.
So it's not Ganeo, it's Ganao. 1080. Okay. So transliteration, Ganao. Pronunciation, Ganao. Okay, so Greek inflections of it. Strong's info. Biblical usage. So let's go biblical. So biblical usage could be of begot. So this says of men who father children to be born. So this is biblical usage. It's not a definition, biblical usage. So it could be used as men who father children, as we see in the genealogy. It could be used as to be born. Okay. It could be used as to be begotten, as we see from genealogy, or it could be used of women giving birth to. Okay. So it could also be women giving birth to children, begotten. Okay, I would love to see that last one in the Bible reference, Bible usage to that. Okay, so metaphor, to engender, cause to rise, excite in a Jewish sense of one who brings others over to his way. Okay, to convert someone, of God making Christ his son. So now we see it here, of God making Christ his son. Okay, of God making men his sons through faith. Okay, so God make men his sons through faith and Christ's work. Okay, so properly, it says number one, properly. This means of men begetting children. Okay, so properly is men begetting children. So we're not going to forget that part and make this bigger, because it's telling you how it's used properly. Okay, so it's properly used of men, this word begot, of men begetting children. Okay, followed by EK with the genitive of the mother. Okay, so more rarely, this is rare, more rarely of women giving birth to children. But it happens, to bear a child unto bondage, that will be a slave. That's also can be therefore begot. All right, so let's hear what these guys are saying.
Our ancient manuscripts. Now go down to 16 and click that. So first go to Jacob begat, and what is, go ahead, go down. Now what Jacob begat, that's 1080 Ganeo. Now go to of whom was born, go to the word born.
Okay, I mean, this is just so amateurish. Okay, this when you just up late all night trying to find something based off different usages. So let's go to born, of whom was born. So this is also 1080. Okay, as we're trying to point out. But as we said, that this can also apply to women more rarely. Okay. So we got 1080 here that applies to that man. And then it says rarely does it apply to women. And now we see Mary of whom was born Jesus. So the of whom, let's look at it. Wait, was born. But okay, so where he's about to go, he's going to skip something very more fucking cough, man. So he's going to skip something very important. It says of Mary, of whom. So the of whom is Mary. All right. So I know what he's going to try to do. He's going to define something and then run. Of whom. What does of whom means? Of which? Of whom? How do you use of whom? What example of whom? That's the girl who scored the goal. Okay. So it is the subject of scored. All right. So of whom scored the goal? Of whom? Of whom? Of who? Of whom is the girl? Okay, so let's read it. It is the subject of scored because the girl was doing the scoring. Then whom, as the objective pronoun, receives the action. For instance, whom do you like best? It is the object of like. Okay, so we got Mary, of whom was born Jesus. Begot, it was of Mary who begot Jesus. Of Mary whom begot Jesus. Okay. Let's try to go further. All these guys do is try to manipulate words, man. Okay. Come on. I just did it bigger. Okay. I'm writing an email and just came up with the following sentence. I contacted, hey, I don't know, this might be it. Okay. No, I don't like that. Okay, so let's go here. Grammar 101. How to use who and whom correctly. I really want of whom. Let me widen stuff. Okay, easy tips to tell the difference between who and whom. Okay, so easy tip to tell the difference between who and whom. We explained that who is a pronoun like I or he. Also, whom is a pronoun like me or and him. So sometimes it can help you to rewrite the sentence and replace whom and whom with another pronoun so that you can see the relationships more clearly. Okay, so it just said sometimes you have to do what? You have to rewrite the sentence to replace who of whom with another person, with another pronoun so that you can see the relationships clearly. So we're going to replace whom with he and she real quick in the actual verse. The actual verse. Okay. So, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary. She was born Jesus. Like, how do we mention Mary last and go to he? It was her. How you gonna do it? She, her. So, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary. Of her was born Jesus. That's how you would do that. It says take this out and use a different pronoun, which would be her. It says she or he or her or his. So this would be, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary. Mary, of her was born Jesus, who is called Christ. I don't know. Let's go back. Okay, if you can replace the word with he or she, then you should use who. However, you can replace it with him or her, use whom. Oh. I mean that's a dagger. That's a dagger. So it says you can replace who as he or she. You can replace whom with him or her. So who is he or she, and whom is him or her. Okay, so let's go back. And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary. Again, it says of her, him. So now let's do him. And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary. Of him was born Jesus. That wouldn't make Come on. Mary's a him. And Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph, the husband of Mary, of her was born Jesus. He is called Christ. Or you gonna do she? She is called Christ. This is he. This is Jesus. He is called Christ. This is real simple. It's real simple, man. They go too far to lie to people, man. How to use who and whom correctly. Synthetic example with the next place. Just remember that if you can replace a word with he or she, then you should use who. However, if you can replace it with him or her, use whom. We'll test this in the following sentences. This is who warned me. Okay. Is it he, she warned me? Not okay. It is he, she warned me. Okay, so we got it. We got it. So whom is either him or her, and who is either he or she. Okay, so we need no more of that. So now let's hear these liars.
Keep going.
It's right here. Of whom was born. Strong's Jesus' name.
1080 Ganeo. So why King James decided to put born instead of begat? Maybe he had an agenda. I don't know. He was a Methodist Christian. But when you read.
So they're going to write it off to an agenda. This is what they do, man. So, but come on, we both can do that. We both can say, you know what? I don't like the verse she wrote. I don't know why King James did that. That's an agenda. Come on, man.
The Greek is clearly saying begat, 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 begat. And the word means of men who fathered children. So I think this.
No, see, again, I don't know if he's just ignorant of what's here, or if he's purposely trying to be deceitful. I'm going to say both. Okay, so let's do it again. Let's do it one more time. Okay. Oh boy. Let's do it one more again. This is Sicarii. This is Deacon. I thought I would hear a better argument than that. He wrote it off to say King James had an agenda. My God. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go back here. So it can also mean of women giving birth. Why? Why does it says of women? Why does it says of women? Because here you got Solomon begot Booz, and Booz is of a woman. Breakup. It got Booz begot Obed, and Obed is of a woman, Ruth. Okay, and it says that King David the king, and it says David the king right here begot Solomon, and Solomon is what? Of her a woman. Okay, so that's why it says that here. It says of women giving birth. Is that, I mean, that's so clear. Let's go back up again. Of women giving birth. Phares and Zara is of their mother giving birth. Okay. Solomon begot Booz. Booz is of, this dry cough is killing me. Booz is of Rechab, a mother giving birth. Obed is of Ruth, a mother giving birth. Solomon is of Bathsheba. He's of her. Don't forget, they said you could replace her with whom. So Solomon, of whom that had been the wife of Uriah. Okay, so Solomon is of her. But what does that mean? That just means a woman. That means, what? Come on, drag the tab, man. Okay, it means of women giving birth to children. Okay, we're reading that. So now it goes down, let's go to 16. And Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph is the husband of Mary, and Mary is the woman who's giving birth. It means women giving birth to children. Real simple. Mary of whom was born Jesus, of a woman giving birth to Jesus, who is called the Christ. Okay, so when you use this, you normally use it as. And now another thing is you got to catch this. It's normally used when it comes to men and women. It's straightforward men. Is Jacob begot Joseph. It's not of Mary who's born Jesus, and we say, oh no, that's dude. At the very least, the last name mentioned is the name that's picking up the actions. That's all throughout the pattern here. And Jacob begot Joseph, Joseph the husband of Mary, Mary of whom was born Jesus. Jesus is who is called the Christ. Okay, it's just that simple, man. Okay, so I was looking for something else in here. Okay, so I know what I was looking for. So it says, more rarely of women giving birth to children. So it shows you in Matthew's, look what it says. And this is crazy. The way it's used for women giving birth is actually in Matthew. So it follows the tradition. Mary is no exception. It follows it's just the tradition. So it says, oh my God, it uses Matthew's genealogy to explain that this is the rare time that this means women giving birth to children. Matthew's 1 and 3. And Judas begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar, woman giving birth. Then verse 5. And Salmon begot Booz of Rechab, Booz of a woman giving birth. Rechab is that woman. And Booz begot Obed, Obed of Ruth. Ruth is a woman giving birth, and Obed is that kid. Verse 6. And Solomon of her, of whom that had been the wife of Uriah, which is Bathsheba. So again, Solomon of the woman giving birth. So it shows you right there, this is how it's used with women, and they're all listed in the genealogy of Matthew. So Mary is no exception. And Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph is the husband of Mary, and Joseph is the son of Jacob. Okay, so Joseph is the husband of Mary, and it is Mary of whom was born Jesus, and it was Jesus who was called the Christ. That's just plain English. Anything else is just somebody trying to deceive you. Listen.
This actually brings more credence to our stance that he was born of Joseph, because when you look in the Greek, it's clearly saying he was begat, and that's the word for father of men. Now,
so now he cherry picked that is rarely used of women begetting, and it showed all the examples I read in the same genealogy, women begetting children. And when women beget children, it's not going to say, obviously, because the examples it gave is not going to show a woman begetting. It's going to just simply say Farah and Zara of their mother. It's going to use the word of their mother. That is another way to say beget in a feminine way. So then we go down to Booz, Booz of his mother. Then we go to Obed, Obed is of his mother. Then we go to Solomon, Solomon is of his mother. Then we go to Jesus, Mary of whom was born Jesus. Jesus is of his mother. The name there you see is Mary. This is light.
Hassan, you could go to the Syriac and then we'll give it back to them.
So you want to go to all these different things. We're just seeing it clear. We don't have to do those different things to be deceived. We see it clear. We see the context that is rarely used where a woman begets, and it showed where it's rarely used. It's rarely used, and it showed the only usage was in the lineage of Matthew. So now he would have to argue that these women are not begetting the sons. So he got to show that Tamar is not begetting Phares and Zerah. He got to tell you that Rechab is not begetting Booz. He got to convince you that Ruth is not begetting Obed. And he got to convince you that the wife of Uriah, which is Bathsheba, is not begetting Solomon. This is very easy, man. So I wonder what the brother's going to say in his rebuttal.
Yeah.
But look how I made that very short and simple and precise and to the point. They got to go to all these different ancient manuscripts.
Let me share my screen right quick. Okay, so now this is the Syriac Sinaiticus, because again, like Deacon said, it's important that we utilize ancient translations and text to help us better understand what is being communicated. So I'm gonna read it from the Syriac Sinaiticus, Matthew 1:16.
Wait, Slav, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So you're saying that what means begot? Are you saying that
Yeah, this is what they do to us, attack. This is what happened to me and Cesaria. Luckily, me and Arayula, this might be a woman's name. Luckily, with us, it was just us. So me and Captain Katazar kept trying to chime in to help the captain, and it wasn't working. I mean, I had no problem because they could invite our entire ISPK on the chat. It wouldn't have mattered. Like, my position is strong.
that something during the text means begot? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that begot means what in this particular text?
So
What do
he
you?
asked the question, why does it say begat, 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 but it doesn't say begat for Jesus? Well, when you look in Greek, when you look at the Greek, it's literally saying Joseph begat Jesus.
No, it's not saying that, but I don't know if they got a reading comprehension or they just purposely lying to people. But the last name mentioned here, I recall, was Mary. Okay, so it's saying Mary, of whom was born Jesus. So let's do it like this, since they want to keep being retarded. Okay, so and Jacob begot Joseph. So Jacob has a son named Joseph. Who is Joseph? He's a son and he's also the husband of Mary. Who's Mary? Mary is the husband, she's the wife of Joseph, and she is of whom was born Jesus. Okay, so that whole born thing they're talking about, that this means begot, this still it shows you that Mary begot Jesus. I don't know how we can get around that. Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph, the husband of Mary, he's done. Mary, born means begot. Mary begot Jesus, who is called the Christ. Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph, does it say begot here? Is the word born here after Joseph? No, it's not. The word born is after Mary. It's not after Joseph. This is very clear. This is very clear.
Just because the word born is there, we think it doesn't mean begat, but in the Greek, it actually means begat. It's the same word all throughout the whole chapter.
Okay, so you're saying that born means begot?
No, we're not saying that. We just showed you in the Greek.
It's the same Greek word for begat in the entire chapter, brother. That's what he's saying.
Okay, Con.
Yeah, we're gonna let him finish, brother Aton, and then we'll come back and explain that as well.
Yeah, so like I just didn't understand what he was saying. That's all. I was just a little.
Oh my God, I'm itching to write these down. Let me write these guys. No, I can't write them just yet because I got to hear this dude argument. I don't want to say I could do better if I don't even know how he responded. Let me see.
Confused. Okay, go ahead, brother. Salakia.
All right. So can y'all see my screen?
Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me put it on the screen right quick. All right, there it is.
So I'm gonna read Matthew 1:16 from the Syriac Sinaiticus. It says, Joseph, to whom was betrothed Mary the Virgin, begat Jesus. So I'm gonna read Matthew 1:16 from the Syriac Sinaiticus.
Syriac Sinaiticus. What the hell is that? Greek Syriac Sinaiticus. Okay. All right, so now I'll try to find out. Okay. Sign Atticus. Okay, I got it. I thought that was that's the English word, sign. Now look what I'm doing, by the way. Look what I'm learning. Oh yeah. I am a winner. You dig? I don't play. And I realized this Greek stuff is similar to Spanish. So I watched this one before, a couple of videos. So now let me pull this. So if anybody's seen some of my work with Arayula, anybody seen my work with Arayula? Check this out. Because like these goals, baby freestyle would be dope. I mean, the baby, yeah, his freestyle would be dope. These guys will go way out their way to lie. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Let me make sure. Okay, let me fast forward. They want to keep you on the defense. Now, remind you, I play chess. Watch this. He's involved. I'm involved. We both answer questions, and we, as a man, they treat us Arayula from Sicarii as well.
Because God sent you.
Right. Yeah. So I get that. Then you ask me to prove that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me go to no. So I think I passed it. Okay, watch this. So we know Joseph did what or whom. Okay. I'm talking about the end of genealogy is what you were referring to. So now here's where you special about him. We'll see about that. Okay, I want you
of his mother, because every man mentioned it before him
I did
was
not
of
mean,
their mother.
I did not mean that you meant for Jesus. What Joseph? Okay. So who is called Joseph didn't be. It answers the question, what or whom? Okay, remember, clear that the beginning stops at Jacob. Jacob begot Joseph. Remember, the direct object, it answers the question, what or whom? Okay, so Jacob begot whom? Jacob begot Joseph. So that wouldn't be whom, that would be who. Whom is him or her. Who would be he or she. So Jacob begot who? Joseph, he. Joseph answers the question of whom. So we know Joseph is the direct object of the recipient of the verb begot. So read the bottom. I'm just going by the definition of a direct object. Is the person or thing that directly receives the action or effect of the verb. It answers the question what or whom. So, and Jacob begot whom? Jacob begot Joseph. We know Joseph is that. So Joseph is the direct object of the verb begot. Jacob is the subject. And Jacob, subject, begot, verb, direct object, Joseph. And that right there, Joseph is the direct object of the verb begot. Clearly.
Brother, you did not disprove anything that I just said. I
just debunked the notion that Joseph.
No, you did. No, you did not, sir.
Okay.
You did not. Hold on. Hold. You have not debunked a damn thing, right?
Debunk me.
I already have been, right? The whole time. It clearly says that Jacob is the one who begat Joseph. I went into the Greek grammar, right? Marias is the possession. The Greek grammar. It clearly says that Jacob is the one who begat Joseph. I went into the Greek grammar. Guy.
Teach me.
No, let's pay attention and be quiet. You don't know Greek. Clearly says that Jacob is the one who begat Joseph. I went into the Greek grammar.
Teach me.
No, let's pay attention. Maria inflected verb, janeo, the action, right? Let's look at it.
He said janeo. He said the same thing, but this guy's supposed to be a Greek scholar. It's janao. Now, I'm not a Spanish scholar in no way, shape, form. I don't speak Spanish fluently. I know the basics of Spanish. I know how to pronounce the Spanish words. I might make a mistake here and there, but I know the diphthongs. I know how to combine the Spanish vowels. Okay, so for him to say janeo and claim that he knows Greek, you would know that the A wouldn't make an AO sound. It'll be an AO. I'm just barely learning Greek. Here we are. I'm barely learning Greek, and I know that already. That it's going to be like Spanish, There's no A sound in Spanish for A. So if this guy is good as he's claimed he is in Greek, there wouldn't be a sound there either. It'd be and even in Arabic, I don't believe there's an A sound. There's an sound. So most languages from the East, the A is going to be
Right? It's in the indicative mood, right? It's a simple statement or fact, and an action really occurs or has occurred or will occur or it will be rendered as indicative mood, right? That's how it is, right? Now
Just be patient. I'm going to show you where he's going to go, and it's going to be wrong.
let's look at the tense. It's in the aorist tense, right? Now what's most important is the voice. It's in the passive voice. It represents the subject as being the recipient of the action. The subject is not Mary because Mary is the object. Basic grammar tells you that the object is different from the subject. The subject at this point is Joseph. He is the one who's doing the beginning.
All right.
Okay, so that's entirely wrong, and I'm going to prove it.
Wait.
That's
Hold on. So verse 16, when it says, and Jacob, who's the subject now?
Say what now?
Verse 16, when it starts off and it says, and Jacob, who's the subject?
The subject is Jacob.
Who's the direct object at that point?
Let's look. It's Jacob is begetting Joseph.
Right. So that means Jacob is the subject and the direct object is Joseph, correct?
No, he's a subject. He's also a subject because all the men here are subjects.
Wait, no.
Guy.
Okay, so he just blatantly lied. Let me get the baby. The baby's yelling in the background. Okay, I got the baby. He's in my lap. Now you heard him right. We read Jacob begot Joseph. And I said, isn't Jacob the subject? He said, yes. I said, isn't Joseph the direct object of the verb begot? He said he lied and said no, that they are both subjects. How do you have a subject, a verb, and then a noun or a thing? Yeah, noun, you can say noun. How do you have a subject, a verb, and then right after the verb, you have a noun? You're telling me that noun is not the direct object. That's me just blatantly just lying. Okay? Watch, I'll prove it.
Teach me.
No, let's pay attention and be quiet. You don't know Greek. No, he's also a subject because all Jacob is begetting Joseph.
Right. So that means Jacob is the subject and the direct object is Joseph, correct?
No, he's also a subject because all the men here are subjects.
Wait, no.
Okay, so watch this. This is Greek is the same as Spanish and English. So now as you can see, this is to learn Greek. This is Introduction to Greek Grammar, GreekPod101.com. Subject, she loves him, object. The subject is she, the verb is loves, and the noun that follows the verb is the direct object. She loves him. Jacob begot Joseph. This is standard grammar. If anybody can remember, look up any example you want. This is standard grammar. Look up examples of direct objects and use direct objects as, say, persons as direct objects. She loves him. He hit her. He hit her. He is the subject. Hit is the verb. And her is the recipient of the action of the subject. Okay, that's how it is. The object is the recipient of the action of the subject. He is the recipient of love. Who's giving the love? She. Okay. Now let's go back. Joseph is the recipient of the verb, who Jacob is enacting. Okay. So Jacob, the subject, is doing the action. He's begetting. Who's the recipient of the action of Jacob? It's Joseph. Jacob, the subject, begot is the verb, and Joseph is the direct object. So this is how far they'll go to lie. I mean, he just lied like it's not alive. It's a lie. It's a YouTube live. We're gonna review it. But I caught him. I caught him alive then.
Jacob is begetting Joseph.
Right. So that means Jacob is the subject and the direct object is Joseph, correct?
No, he's a subject. He's also a subject because all the men here are subjects.
Wait, no.
So now this is a guy who claims that he knows Greek. Listen, I don't know what it is about the Black community, but these titles they give each other, they speak 7 languages. They're a doctor. They're this. They're that. They're all lying. They always lie. Never believe these guys. They're always lying. This guy said he speak Greek, and then he does not know. To understand Greek as an English-speaking person, you need to know basic English grammar. To understand Spanish, if you're learning Spanish by the book, you need to learn basic English grammar. You need to know about English pronouns, English adjectives, English adverbs, English verbs, English nouns, English articles, English prepositions, participles. You need to know English first. They require you to know the stuff in English first. How you gonna know it in Greek? How you gonna know it in Spanish? How you gonna know it in Arabic if you don't know it in English, your native tongue? Okay, so I clearly caught him in a blatant lie on the lie, and I'm just sourcing up again there. So let's get rid of him. Let's go back to these guys.
It says Joseph, to whom was betrothed Mary the Virgin, begat Jesus. So from the Syriac Sinaiticus, it literally says Joseph begat Jesus, who is called the Christ. So we can see even this thought that Christ was fathered by Joseph. We see it reflected in early manuscripts.
Okay.
And again, that's from the Syriac Sinaiticus. Joseph, Mary the Virgin, begat Jesus. So from the Syriac Sinaiticus,
So he read just now in the, what's it called? Serious sign. Okay, they saying sign Atticus like it's one word. So it's this Greek serious sign Atticus. So this he read from the Greek serious sign Atticus that it definitely says Mary begot Joseph.
Literally, to whom 16 from the Syriac Sinaiticus, it says Joseph, to whom was betrothed Mary the Virgin, begat Jesus. So from the Syriac Sinaiticus, it literally says Joseph begat Jesus, who is called the Christ. So we can see even this thought.
No. It says that Joseph was betrothed to Mary.
That Mary the Virgin begat Jesus. Joseph, to whom was betrothed Mary the Virgin, begat Jesus. So
okay, no. So you can't skip past the last name. So they're skipping past the last name. If you skip past the last name, you're going to make this mistake. If you skip past the last name, you're going to say Abraham begot Isaac, begot Jacob, begot Judas. So you're going to think Abraham begot Isaac, he begot Jacob, and he begot Judas. You cannot skip past the last name. The last name mentioned is the new subject. Abraham begot Isaac. So now Isaac the subject. And what did Isaac do? Isaac begot Jacob. Jacob is the subject. What did he do? And Jacob begot Judas. Judas is the next subject. What did he do? He begot Phares and Zamor. Okay, he begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar. And then you have a semicolon into that, right? So to avoid confusion that Tamar begot Ephraim, it uses Phares' name again. It said, okay, so we got, and Judas begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar. Tamar's the last name mentioned. So now she's the subject. So they enclose that with a semicolon. And then it says, and Phares begot Ephraim. It did not say Phares and Zerah of Tamar and begot Ephraim, because then we would think that Tamar begot Ephraim. This is simple English. And Solomon begot Booz of Rechab. Rechab is the last name mentioned. And it says, so it has to say, and Booz begot Obed. It's not going to say, and Salmon begot Booz of Rechab and begot Obed, and then make the stupid argument that Booz begot Obed when Rechab is the last name mentioned. You see how that works? Rechab is the last name mentioned, but the writers, the author, made it clear that boobs need to be named again. Otherwise, we're justified to say Rechab also begot Obed. Okay. And then it says, and Jesse begot David the king, and David the king begot Solomon of her, Bathsheba. She's been the wife of Uriah. So now it's not going to say in Solomon of her, and then it's going to say begot Robam, because we understand her, she's now the subject. So they got to mention Solomon afterwards to take place of her, Bathsheba. Solomon begot Robam. They got to mention Obed to take place of his mother Ruth, to show you Obed is the subject, not Ruth. Okay, so they gotta mention Booz after the name Rechab is mentioned to let you know that Rechab was the subject, but Booz took it back. So it says Solomon begot Booz of Rechab. Rechab is now the subject, and then it's flipping back to Booz, and Booz begot Obed. Okay, one more. And Judas begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar. Tamar is now the subject. So in order for someone else to be the subject, one of their names got to be mentioned before, after Tamar, and before the begot. Otherwise, it's going to read, and Judas begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar. Tamar begot Ephraim. So they got to say, and Judas begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar. And Phares, they mentioned Phares after Tamar. You cannot let Tamar be the last name mentioned. So we go to verse 16. This is so easy for me. For me, I'm not special. This is for anybody who has a good comprehension on English language. And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary. So Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph is now the subject, right? So the subject is the husband of Mary. Mary is the last name mentioned. So if the focus is back on Joseph, who was born of Jesus, or who begot Jesus, then Joseph, like we seen all the way up, Joseph's name would have been mentioned twice to take it off Mary, but we don't see that. We see, and Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph is the subject. The subject is the husband of Mary. Now Mary's the new subject, and this subject of whom was born Jesus, and Jesus is now the new subject. So there's no, why don't we argue who is called Christ? Because we, according to his logic, and Jacob begot Joseph, and Joseph begot Jesus, and Joseph is called Christ. So when does the subject change to Jesus? When does the subject change to Mary? This is a horrible, horrible, ignorant, illiterate argument, man. It really is. It's illiterate to argue this.
From the Syriac Sinaiticus, it literally says Joseph begat Jesus, who is called the Christ. So we can see even this thought that Christ was fathered by Joseph.
Hey, Keenan, what they live going on about? I'm going to try to reach out, but I think my man doing a good job, so I might not even need to reach out. This is a long debate. I won't play it all for you guys. I won't bore you to death like that. But I just want to make that clear. I hope that was very clear that I explained to you. I don't want you to believe me because you support me. I don't like that. I don't like yes men. I don't like yes women. I don't rock with them in real life. I don't want to rock with them online. Never agree with me. Never agree with me because we're cool or you like my content. Don't do that. Because all you're going to do is set me back. Okay? And you're going to set me up to make a fool of myself when I debate one of these clowns. Always do what Decent does, do what Diceman does. And my arch nemesis, No Man, do what she does. They always, No Man is the #1 person who goes at me. Okay, so I want to try to debunk what I'm saying. She's like 0 for 100, but she keep trying. So I don't need any yes men or yes women. I respect those who go against me and help me. When you go against me and challenge me, you help me become the best me. And guess what? The man might challenge me one day. Decent, Dice Man, they might challenge me one day where I look like a fool. But I'd rather look like a fool to you guys because you guys are unbiased talk. Okay. This is not called unbiased. This channel is not called Unbiased Sports. Okay. If it was called Unbiased Sports, it'll be all about me. It's called Unbiased Talk. Gloves off. I purposely took my name out from the channel. Like Pseudo Killers, there's no name there. Okay, you got Brother Garfield, you got Sinetta, like they are the subject of the channel. Pseudo killers, that's called active humility. They're sharing it. I mean, it's clear that Sinetta does not share his, so that's why he wouldn't do that. And other names I mentioned, Garfield, it's clear that he's not going to do that because he's not sharing his platform. He doesn't have to. He's the subject, he's the main guy, he featured people. Sinetta's the subject, Sinetta's the main guy, he featured people. Y'all know my channel is not like that. I could be asleep, or I could just let, not let, but I could go live and then it'd be no man and Haskell. It might be this person and that person. It might be Brendan. It might be Mr. Morpheus or somebody. You dig? Because I share the platform. It's not all about me. Okay. And even when I had my name there, it wasn't all about me. So that's why I took my name out of it. That's an act of humility. Let y'all know this is us. We all supposed to have unbiased talk, unbiased words. Okay. So I don't want anybody siding with me because we're cool. Don't ever do that. I would never do it for you. So why would you do something for me that I won't do for you? I will never side with you because we're cool. Once you invite me into your personal life, your conversation, and you ask for my opinion and you tell me something and I listen, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. And it might not be favorable to you. Then don't ask me again. Wrong guy. I'm not a yes man, not a yes woman. Okay? So am I making sense or not? Did I just prove, not just me, we seen from the actual definition and we seen the Greek definition follow suit. You have the subject, the verb, and the noun that follows the verb. That is the direct object. So my man completely lied to be right. And I caught him on the lie. It ain't like he pulled a fast one. I called him out. This dude right here, Deacon from Sicarii, is also, I can't say he's lying. Now the brother Arayala, he lied. Deacon, I can't say he lied. I would just say he's misrepresenting the context. That's all. I don't believe he's flat out lied. I think he's just misrepresenting it. But Arayala lies, so they're both subjects. Make it full. How the hell you gonna have two subjects following the verb?
We see it reflected in early manuscripts.
Okay,
And
so
again,
you
that's
guys
from
can go
the
ahead
Syriac
and
Sinaiticus.
you guys can go ahead and rebuttal that.
Okay. Look here. All right.
Hey, Salakia, could you pull that up one more time there, Brother Hassad?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so they're like pulling it up like they're gonna read something different. Like, come on, man. Like these guys are easy, bro.
Gone.
And all you gotta do is be confident in your fundamentals, in your basics. I'm confident in my English basics, my English grammar basics. I'm confident. I don't care if you're Google from Stanford. I'm confident in the basics. Past the basics or all the basics, can't tell you, but basics like verbs and direct objects, indirect objects, I'm confident. I'm confident. Other things, clarity, what's that called? Interrogative sentences. I need some brushing up on that. Not so confident. But there are some things I'm not so confident on. I got to brush up on. But semicolon, these punctuation marks, confident. I know how to use them. Whom, I wasn't confident to just now. Now I know. I learned about whom and who, the difference. Okay? Now I'm confident. That's all. You have to, I teach my chess students, I tell them, you have to be confident in the lessons you learn and rely on them. You play a full game. Let's go.
Matthew 1, let me get it right quick.
I got it. It's highlighted.
Gone. Hey, show that real quick, huh? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so you say, let me read here real quick. It says,
You need me to zoom in?
no. Hey, take that off the screen real quick,
So
because I want to see what Brother Hassad has on there. Hey, Brother Hassad, could you pull that back up?
Yeah,
Sorry
he's
about
got
that.
something to share on the screen. I can't. He's got to take
Oh,
it.
he can't. Brother Daniel, I don't think he can hear us.
Hold on. I can't hear you guys. You guys are muted.
No, I'm not muted. Yo, Deacon, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Anybody hear me?
He got the blue letter on the screen right now. I'm trying to share my screen. There we
Okay,
go.
Con.
But I don't think he can hear us
I can't
though.
hear nothing, man.
Yeah, he got to
Hold
go in.
on.
Yeah, he got to go in and probably come back out. Or vice versa.
Hey, Brother Daniel, you might have to step out and step back in.
Hold on. Captain.
Let me see.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, Con. All right, Brother Hassan, go ahead and share that one more time,
Yeah,
brother.
I'm still sharing it. He just got to put it up. There we go.
Okay, Con.
You need me to zoom in?
Con, no, I can see it.
Okay.
All right, I see it raised. It contains Joseph, to whom was betrothed Mary, the virgin. Right now, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, if I'm just reading the sentence,
You're wrong, because you don't know how to read sentences, bro. Mary's the last name, she's the subject.
it looks like it says that the Mary virgin begot Jesus here, right?
Yes, it does.
Because it doesn't say anything about Joseph begot. I mean, like even in the own codex right here, it reads, it says in Matthew
My bad saying he was wrong. So you're with him. He's right.
1:16, it contains Joseph, to whom was betrothed Mary the virgin begot Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Like it's saying that Mary the virgin begot Jesus. It didn't say like the rest of them. There's all male begots.
No, that's not what it's saying, King. That's why you got to look at the usage.
Okay, wait. Go to another verse before, and let's see if there is a male before. Like because.
So I don't even know who's arguing, but clearly the second person so I thought light skin was arguing against Deacon at the bottom. So light skin is the second from the bottom. I thought they were debating each other, but I don't even know. But the second from the top, he's clearly with me.
Because you see where it says Mary the Virgin? If there is a male in the place of Mary the Virgin, and that would mean that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's got to be talking about the very next thing of the paragraph. It's not going to go back to the beginning of the sentence when it's already, established a new subject matter.
Which I already proved. And it said Boo is his mom. And then before the next begot, the authors made it of an importance to name Boo's again because it's safe to believe the mom is also begetting the next person. As I said before, you have to name the same name twice if you want that person to be begetting somebody. If you don't mention that person twice, he's just begotten, and the person who begot him is begotten again. Oh my God! Please let me get.
Which is Mary the Virgin.
The word itself means children fathered by men. That's what the word means.
God.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It says rare instances where women begets, and the examples they used was Matthew chapter 1. So I don't know if Deacon is ignorant to that or is he purposely being deceitful. Okay, so I want to give him a benefit of the doubt and just say he does not know. He's ignorant to that and the basics of the English language.
And not only
that,
the
Most High is a man.
King, when you just read, that's why you notice the commas there. That's super important when you're reading it to understand, what's being reflected here. Joseph,
okay.
To whom was betrothed Mary the Virgin. So the subject matter is still Joseph. All it's saying is Mary the Virgin was betrothed to him.
Okay, so now he's with them. Okay, now he's clearly wrong.
Joseph, to whom was betrothed Mary the Virgin, begat Jesus. So it's saying Joseph begat Jesus. That's literally what it's saying.
That's not literally what it's saying. And I have to be respectful and say that my man is illiterate to basic English language.
I disagree, brother. I respectfully disagree. It just seems that it says it's Mary the Virgin.
When you look at that, that's exactly the same. What exactly?
How can a woman, if the word means, but if the word means of children fathered by men, how can?
Yeah, if it exclusively means that, that's why I need to write these guys, because I want them to show me where it exclusively means that, because we can show the word of is an exclusive possession preposition. All right. And there's other things in there that's like the definite article, the, and indefinite articles, a, and some. Those are going to be exclusive, right? There's no other way to interpret that as, which is part of Greek language. And that's what I'm going to study more in the Greek language, because so far I'm getting good on the rules, the syntax, not speaking, but I'm getting good on the rules of the verbs and prepositions and things like that.
Mary begat him.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna explain in the future. So here, let me show you something right quick. Let's go to this.
Well,
go ahead, brother.
Well, before we get off topic, I still had one of the yeah, okay. All right, so you guys' stance on that, right?
I gotta see this guy's name. What's his name? What's his name? Anton Zachanes. Yeah, I gotta find out who that is. I can reach out.
Just saying that from the context there, that that born is supposed to mean begot, correct? Is that what your brothers are saying?
Okay. Does he mention old boy name? No. Look, they got a whole what the hell is this? They got a whole breakdown of yeah. So I'm definitely gonna watch these videos before I talk to these guys. That just called connecting all your crossing on your T's and dotting on your I's. That's all. But he doesn't mention, he don't do a good job of mentioning the names. Maybe, no, let me not say that. I gotta go to the beginning because I think I skipped the beginning. So maybe he did. So we're at 28, 21. I'll go right back. So before I say what he didn't do, let me first go here.
So I'm just going to rebroadcast it here on the Sicarii platform. Let's get into video.
So I left off at 28, 21. I'll get right back to it.
It's going live. It's going live.
Okay, so his name is Anton Zachaeus. So let's see if I can find that name on you. There we go. Okay, so let me type in Hebrew. Okay, so I gotta find out who the hell is this person. Let's see if this is it right here. So I gotta reach out to him.
This right is Haile Selassie. You say this happened to who? Joshua. Who?
All right, so this is, this might be it, might not. This is how you research. Okay, so Zachaeus is commonly known as Little Man. Must be. Okay, so I'm gonna click a couple of these. One of these gotta be him. I don't think it's him because the dude sounded kind of young and he wasn't really sure what he was saying. So I think it might be this guy. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, Gabar. No, his name is Gabar. I'm gonna Anton. Okay, so I'm not Gonna find it that way. So, let me see. What is this? I can't even see that shit. Aton. Did I say Aton? Did I put the wrong? So I put Aton. It really made no difference. So it gave me a different name. So I'm gonna look through all these names. Oh shit! Come on, Apple, man. I'm pressing fucking command and a button. This should be a new tab. Okay, so that was it. All right. Let's get back. 20.
All right, Brother Hassan, go ahead, introduce yourself there, brother.
All praises to the Most High. First and foremost, like Deacon said, of course, got to give all honor and praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The water to the brothers said, of course, got to give all.
So just seeing how he looked, and that's not the guy who I thought it was initially. Okay.
All honor and praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The water to the brothers for having us on the platform. And, Lord willing to edify and discussion, because first and foremost.
As he knocked out, let me try to get him to sleep in his crib without waking him up. Let's see how good I am. All right, I successfully got him back in his crib. I wake him up. Perfect. Let's go to work.
We do these discussions for the people. So, Lord willing, it's edifying and brothers and sisters can learn from it. So, the water again to the brothers for having us on. Shalom.
All right, Shalom, Israel. Most of y'all probably know me from doing things with Brother Daniel already. This is Brother Aitan of the North Gate. Shalom. Today, I hope we're going to have a real good discussion. Gate. From doing things with Brother Daniel already. This is Brother Aitan of the North Gate. Shalom.
North Gate. North Gate. Right, so it is an I. Found it. Found it. Northgate Church. I think. See, this can't be it. Nah, this ain't it. See a bunch of white folks here. Nah, it's not. Yes, this ain't it. Not that white guy there. This name, I don't even know who is. I don't recall reading his name in the Bible. That shit show Elijah Muhammad. God damn. They're debunking Elijah. Oh, I gotta watch that. That was by mistake. That was by mistake. Yeah, I'm not gonna find this guy. All right. No problem.
Hey guys, it's Bro Flamingo from Los Angeles.
I'm not gonna find this guy. So it's definitely not him.
Shalom.
So since it's not him, let me ask this brother something. Okay, so my channel got suspended. They said I violated. I'm playing polite video, and they said scam practices. I'm like, listen, I don't know about this shit. So I appealed it, and I hit YouTube up like, YouTube, if I'm playing a scam video and giving live commentary, live reaction, why am I getting flagged? Like the video itself, like I sound like Gunna to them, like snitching. The video itself from the original channel should be flagged. Why am I flagged for playing a scam video? This is scam practices. I mean, and like YouTube just like they just immediately strike you, and you got to appeal it. Like, why not get the strike and then appeal it? And like in everything else in life, as you're appealing, you're able to do what you do freely until the appeal is overruled or it stood up. If it stood up, then the suspension should start from there. Like, why do they suspend it right away until you're appealed? Like, that's just, so that means that if it's wrong, I had to sacrifice 2-3 days of a wrong decision. Like that's what happened to innocent until proven guilty. That's weird, man. Weird shit. So I'll be here for 6 more days.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Today, I hope we're going to have a real good discussion here between the brothers. Everything's going to be done decently and in order and in the spirit.
Okay, so I already got a name. Let me fast forward. I want to know where they're going to go next.
That from the codex there, that that born is supposed to mean begot, correct? Is that what your brothers are saying?
Not from the codex, it's from the Greek word.
Yeah. Well, from the Greek word. Okay, that's you guys' stance. Con?
No,
okay.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Do you not agree with the text? It says that the word for born is begat. Do you disagree with the text?
Well, I think that out of the 40-something scholars that had translated the text, I think they were bright enough to understand what to put there. You know what I mean? Just for us to come there and then see.
If that's the case, why do we see Easter? Were they bright enough to not put Easter there?
Exactly.
Okay, there are some mistakes. I do admit that there are some mistakes there, you know, because it's supposed to be Passover, correct?
Okay,
it is supposed to be Passover. And this is a possible mistake. I'm saying it's possible it could be there. But I think it says exactly what it does. And that's when you see in the Codex, it says that the Virgin Mary begot Jesus. And it doesn't say that Joseph begot Jesus.
Okay, well, right now we're just going in circles because we're
Okay, on to the next thing. Okay, let's continue on in that chapter, right? Slaki, let me pull this up for you brothers. We got one question. All right. Now, if you don't mind, this is a question for you brothers. Could you break down verses 18, 19, and 20 right here and what exactly is going on?
Okay, great. So I would love to see which angle. I would guess their angle is no different than Captain Zaryak and every other Hebrew Israelite from the One West Doctrine. came together, some marriage feast bullshit. Let's see.
I'm going to read it. It says, "Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on the wise." I'm reading it exactly as the text says. Just for that. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on the wise when his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph before they came together. She was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privily. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary, thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of.
So you see how fast Deacon let go of Matthew chapter 1 up to verse 16. You don't.
My name is Bobiah, Josiah Bobiah.
You don't do that. You don't just say we're just gonna disagree to agree, or you don't say we're gonna agree to disagree. No, that's important to hold on to, because if you agree to disagree, then to them it's valid. No, it's important to take that away from them, like I took it from Captain Tazariak, like I took it from Arayala, from Sicarii, the effeminate dude.
Of the Holy Ghost. Now, in those three scriptures, if you brothers could please explain your understanding far as what was going away. What was going on, far as the public example is concerned, and why was he minded to put her away and put her away privily? What was he doing there? And also, why would the angel come and approach and approach David and telling him that it's okay to marry Mary?
Good question. So Matthew 1:18. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused, so she was promised to Joseph. Before they came together, that word in the Greek is cohabitate. Before the ceremony, before she moved in with him, that's what the word means in Greek. She was found with child of the Holy Spirit. Now, customarily, if you look at Genesis. What's that with Tamar, Hassad? Early, if you look at found with child of the Holy Spirit. Now, customarily, if you look at Genesis, what's that with Tamar, Hassad?
38.
Read that real quick.
You said what? Genesis what?
38. Which point, Deacon? About
about Tamar, knew her not again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there. Genesis 38, and what verse?
It's 26.
26. Let me go there right quick for you guys.
Because it's customary for us to I don't want to I got some questions for you guys, but it's not like challenging questions. I just want to make sure that we both agree that sex is marriage according to the Bible.
Okay, Con, I'm down with that.
Okay, just that I just wanted to make that point because that's going into our customary practices. So when you look at, I don't see it on the screen, but I guess
Yeah,
I'll
I'm pulling
wait
it up right
till-
now.
Okay.
So like, hey, brother Hassan, if you have something that you want to pull up and we see it on the back, hey, I don't have no problem at all showing it, brother.
Yeah,
okay?
I got you. I was gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
All right, Genesis.
Okay,
38,
come.
26 there it is. Can you see it, brother?
Yeah, I see it. Hey, brother, do you have a Apple? Are you working from a Mac?
I am.
If you hit the command button and the plus button a couple times, it'll go a little closer because it is small.
You said the command and plus button.
Yeah. Like hold the command hand button while tapping the plus button.
Okay. Getting bigger?
Nah, we don't see
No,
it.
that was over here.
It's not, it's not. Okay, don't worry about it.